Good morning to you, Dr. Jammine. So 100 basis points, did Lesetja Kganyago go far enough to stimulate this economy?
He certainly has stimulated the economy by more than the majority of economists had expected, but there are those who wonder whether he should have gone a whole 2%. Why one remains skeptical about such dramatic action is, I don't know that lower interest rates will really hit the core of the kind of problems that we are likely to face as a result of the reactions to the coronavirus. We're expecting to see is a whole lot of businesses threatened with bankruptcy as a result of their revenue streams virtually drying up overnight. Are lower interest rates really going to rescue that situation? It doesn't matter how low interest rates go. If they can't cover their costs, they'll go under. And therefore, what is really needed is not just lower interest rates, but direct assistance to such businesses if we're to prevent them going under, and a lot of employees accordingly also losing their jobs. And that is the other area where we need direct assistance. A person who loses his job may not have any debt, so lower interest rates will not help him at all. What he desperately needs is a vehicle through which to survive without any income.
Dr. Jammine, let me ask you this question. How much of a difference will this 100 basis points make for those who are paying, mortgages? The simple question I want to get to is, should banks start considering payment holidays, particularly given the aggressive COVID-19 regulations? I mean, you look at Italy and the UK, they're already doing it.
Well, a lot of countries are adopting that approach, but one needs to ask how many South Africans are indebted to banks. You probably find a smaller proportion than in countries like Italy, because the majority of South Africans don't actually have access to banks directly.
Let's talk more about these stringent COVID-19 restrictions, Dr. Jammine. Do you see them as a complete reversal of the very attempts to boost the economy here?
The restrictions on COVID-19 are a complete reversal, represent a complete reversal, and that applies to the whole world economy. And the very fact that the world economy is going to be or is in recession right now is itself going to impact negatively on the South African economy, neutralizing any stimulus measures that might have been taken.
Let's look at, for example, industries such as the car manufacturers. They are already looking to government to say, please, can the COVID-19 economic stimulus kick in? In your view, how soon should this happen from government side?
As soon as possible, really. The problem that government faces is that it's already running a budget deficit of 6.8% of GDP. Where will it get the funds to actually impose this discipline? And this highlights the fact that why over-borrowing in the last few years, especially to fund failing state-owned enterprises and to fund an ever bigger wage bill in the public sector, has left the government with very little room to deal with an emergency such as this. To some extent, the same can be said of many advanced economies, but not to the degree to which South Africa faces the fiscal constraint.
Dr. Azar Jammine, thank you very much for your time there, giving us his opinion